All right, welcome everyone to this week's Wi-Fi Wednesdays. My name is Kevin Z, founder and CEO of MyWiFi Networks. And every week we meet, obviously, on this forum, both on Facebook Live and on Zoom, to answer your questions about how to launch your own social Wi-Fi marketing business, specifically on how to manage the MyWiFi dashboard and the white label. So this week, I really want to focus on FAQ. I know that thanks to everyone who applied for the 90-day Wi-Fi challenge. As you guys know, I was away in Florida last week. I am back in the office now, so I'm going to be reaching out to each one of you who applied for the 90-day Wi-Fi challenge. If you're still working on the 30-day Wi-Fi challenge, I recommend you really just get in there and focus on that. That's definitely the angle you want to take. Watch the previous replays. So I just want to get right to it. I don't want to spend too much time regurgitating a lot of content. Everything you need is in the members area and the support section. So if you guys have any questions, I am here live in the flesh. You can see me right here. I decided to go on video this week instead of getting on a PowerPoint presentation. So here I will personally answer your questions. I will share my screen if I need to and answer your questions live. So just gonna get right to it. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Thanks, Richard. He said he hopes I had a great time. I did have a great time, actually. I was there with my wife and kids and had a little R&R. Everyone has to unplug for a little bit. I can never actually unplug, as most entrepreneurs know. Once you're working in a business, you're kind of like all about the business. So I definitely kept plugged in, but now I'm back. So I have a lot more time obviously dedicated. I'm in my office here and ready to work with you guys. I have two kids, those who are asking. One is 2 and one is almost 3 months old. So Bob wants to know, how do you apply for the 90-day challenge? So I mentioned earlier, I only want people in the 90-day Wi-Fi challenge. And let me just clarify that a lot of the training that I'm going to be offering is still going to be available to everybody. However, the 90-day Wi-Fi challenge is going to have me personally work with you to make sure you hit your goals with very detailed targets and a plan specifically catered to you and your business. So what you need to do to apply for that is prove to me that you completed the 30-day Wi-Fi challenge. What that had was having you close a social Wi-Fi deal. So if you can prove to me that you've closed a social Wi-Fi deal, and by that I mean give me a video testimonial, or just a video basically telling me what you've done to accomplish that. I actually, if you watched the previous replay the last, actually 2 weeks ago on the Wi-Fi Wednesday, I go right into exactly how to apply. But generally speaking, you need to do a video that to show me that you went through the 30-day challenge, you messaged clients, what your outcome was, what you did to get that sale. Prove to me that you did the sale, show me the website, or show me I should say the Wi-Fi login, show me the client testimonial, anything you have, more the better. That'll help me kind of get context and how I can help you. And then I'll invite you to a private Slack group where I'll interview you initially for our initial meetup and give you a custom catered plan for you to grow and scale your business. Nice, Richard's busy with 4 over 10. So that's, can't imagine having 4 kids. Cool, awesome, Bob, appreciate that. Anybody else have any questions? I'm here live to answer them right now, so please do let me know. All right, I don't see any questions coming in yet, so if anyone has any questions, please feel free. This is the forum to ask them in right now. All right, well, it's never too late, as you know. If you have any questions that I have not gotten to already, feel free to just ask them in the group later and we'll get to them. Just make sure, please, everyone, that if you have a support question about specifically connecting your device or about an issue about connectivity or anything that really support is meant to answer, go to support.mywifi.io or wifi-supportdesk.com. That is the place to submit your support ticket. Or it's more like a chat. Our staff are standing by. We have 10-minute response time during business hours. So, if you have any questions, go there. That's where you're going to get your answer, not necessarily in the Facebook group, because that's just not the forum for that. Really, our developers don't monitor, and our support team doesn't monitor that support group. That's really just meant to be for sales and marketing and idea generation and more creative sales side. The support side is meant to be in intercom in our support section. So my preferred platform for recurring billing for local clients would be FreshBooks, I would say, for sure, because if you're billing a local client, you want to make sure that they get a paper invoice as well. A lot of them want that, and FreshBooks has a way to automate that. They actually snail mail your clients an invoice if you want it, completely white labeled with your logo on the envelope, on the letterhead, and all that. And that's really, I think, where A lot of local businesses still need to see the paper invoice because that's how that's how they're used to getting invoices. So a lot of them might just ignore your email one. Best thing to do though, however, is don't even send the invoice, automatic bill. So you can use FreshBooks automatic billing if you get your client to agree to that. Otherwise, if you're doing some more work, you can always send the invoice via FreshBooks and collect payment through that method. So Richard wants to know if I can go over in greater detail of how I would qualify businesses before I ask them the first question. I'm looking for businesses that are on Facebook that have, at least 100 fans, they actually care about Facebook or likes on Facebook. They're posting regularly to social media. So they actually give they care about Facebook. That's number one. Make sure that they have reviews or they actually care about that kind of stuff. Because if they don't, to get them to care about Facebook, it is just too much. So make sure that the clients really, have a social presence. They have a Facebook page. You can use that page to generate the preview. So it just makes things so much easier. So I would say that's the number one. And then also make sure that they have money to spend. So make sure that they're doing other kinds of advertising or they understand the value of spending money to get more clients. Because if they don't get that, don't waste your time. Welcome, Gerald. You're new. You're just listening in. No worries. You can always listen into these Wi-Fi Wednesday calls. That's what they're intended for. So Steve has a question. Have I ever had a large group who brought on a large franchise and then try to outsource it and go directly through us? So yeah, there's a couple cases. So let's say you talk to a major franchise that has 500 locations and you're not sure how to proceed. What we always recommend is if it's a deal like that where we have to get our engineers involved and we have to get our team involved and we have a dedicated team that deploys large networks, we can work with you as a partner. You become then transparent and saying, look, we work with our partner, MyWiFi Networks. We white label them, and however you say it. But any deal you bring to us, we'll give you 20 to 30% of the overall contract value. And all you need to do is bring a qualified lead to us, do the initial meeting. If the sale pans out and we close the deal, you'll be obviously included in that. You can do additional service. You can upsell the service of like marketing and reputation management, whatever else to the franchise. That's not our business. But if we are required to let's say get staff on site or go get somebody, to go do an install, if it's qualified, if it's a good client for us, good fit for us, we will actually go close the deal on our paper. It's actually a contract and we will kick you back 20 to 30% in commission for that deal. So that's typically what a lot of our partners, if they're signing shopping malls or multi-location franchises, the ones that really need that white glove setup and approach and you're not confident in handling it yourself, then we can do it. You be transparent about it and we just kick you commission on the side. That's basically how it works. We have a referral agreement that we have our partners sign, and that's how we work with that. So Richard, you typically know if they have a budget by searching their name on Google. If they are spending money on ads, if they have paid ads for their brand, then they have a budget. If they are running any newspaper ads or TV commercials or billboards or bus stop ads, transit ads, definitely have a budget. Specifically, if they have, it seems like a social media service, so somebody monitoring their Facebook page, I know that you can get it done for like $100, but if they look like they're doing custom content or have a really nice website or are using services like OpenTable that cost money or doing sponsored promotions on Yelp, then they have money to spend on advertising. In some cases, I even recommend dropping this into local businesses at no charge, like totally free, and then just upselling them your additional services on monetizing the emails, the Facebook audiences, and all the data that you capture. They have no idea what to do with that after you collect it. So even just drop your boxes in for free, collect the data, and then charge them to use the data in the form of communicating with their customers. All right, anybody have any other questions? Just actually to show you guys, we got a Meraki device sent to us. So we have a bunch of these Merakis. This is what a Cisco Meraki device looks like. It's really nice, actually. It's in a metal back, nice, good plastic. Looks really nice and sleek on the wall. This is an awesome access point. And right now, Meraki actually launched these at a $500 price point. This is the MR33. You can see on the back there. That's they even have a little level. So you mount it straight. It's really good quality. It's really nice. It comes in this box, and you can even just tell by the quality of the box even the mounting screws, like everything comes so organized and so nice. So these are very, very nice to use. Obviously, they're expensive. You have to pay an annual service fee, licensing fee, but you can connect them to our system. You can mesh network them, and they are awesome to use. And you can also always use things like TP-Link, these little guys, the MR3020. We don't really talk about that too much. We also have even these guys, little Next devices, little pocket devices. You can tether this with your phone, your Android device, your iPhone. You can tether this with also a 4G USB stick, just like that. And you plug in power in the form of a USB power plug. This can be any USB, micro USB plug. It is all powered and good to go. So this is actually, that's all you need to run. That's a mobile hotspot right there in my hand. 4G stick with the SIM card. You can see the lights kind of booting up right there. This is a Next device. It's about 15 bucks, 20 bucks. Plug that right in, flash this with our firmware. All the instructions on how to do this are in the support section. So this is wireless connectivity. This is pretty awesome. All you need is power. And you can actually, this is plugged into my wall here, but you can use portable power on this too. So it becomes really cool. And you can actually nowadays, a lot of the cell phone plans from Verizon and Sprint and all that allow you to get additional devices. You can pick up this 4G stick for almost nothing. This is a Huawei stick. Huawei, I don't know how you say it, but that's what it looks like. Just over here. See that? So take it, plug it into the USB port. Everything is all pre-configured to just be working plug and play. And this is a portable hotspot that'll broadcast a capture portal right from your pocket or your bag or your car, your taxi cab, school bus, whatever you want. The question is there a quick start that has the latest training? A lot of the training and the sales hasn't changed. The whole approach on the sales side has not changed. We're in the midst. We have a new director of client services starting next week, to let you all know. He'll be going through and revamping a lot of the videos, a lot of the how-to sections, a lot of the guides and tutorials and how to get everything going. I'm also going to personally record a lot of videos as well to help you get started in a quick start. But none of the videos are fairly outdated at all. In fact, there's nothing outdated. We just have a whole bunch of new training we're going to have, but a lot of the training is very relevant. A lot of it's still very, very applicable now. You just make sure you go through it all. I wouldn't go back to the early days, like this, day 1, 2, 3, 4. Like that's old. That's almost 2 years old at this point. Still relevant, but not all is that talks about TP-Link. That was before we had these. So obviously, the SH100s. So these are all plug and play, available in our store, shop.mywifi.io. We have a whole bunch of these sold every single day. We actually have another 1,000 of them coming in stock. So definitely stock up on these because we'll be selling out of those pretty quick as well. And here they are, and you can take these, plug them in, this right into the internet port, plug in the power over there, and that's all you need. It's all plug and play. And we automatically add these to your dashboard. As soon as you order them from the store, they go automatically right into your location or your area. You have to just assign them to a location, and it's all good from there. All right, any of the questions I can get to? Okay, see, nothing's come in, but hold on, I see another one. So when asking about pricing, how do you word it about a free 30 days? Richard, I went through all that multiple times. Just watch previous training. I know you were on it too. So just, it's straight up. Just you ask for a deposit or you just give it away for free. And don't be too concerned about leaving a $49 piece of hardware on site. The worst thing that'll happen is you lose $49. So the wireless setup for buses depends on how you do it. One of these, like a setup like this, would work. You just need a 4G stick to a portable device, power it with USB, and that's all you need. Keep in mind, this data, you're gonna have to pay a SIM card and get data fees for that, so it might not always be the most easy thing to do, or cost-effective thing to do, I should say. It's fairly easy. What you should do is definitely throttle the bandwidth if you're doing this. Make sure that you have it kind of notched down. So just in case somebody does decide to abuse it, they're at least limiting by session time or by overall bandwidth. And same goes with this actually. So just to show you, you don't have to use the next necessarily. You can also use this. This works also awesome. Oh, sorry, this is actually using a larger USB port, whereas the next uses the micro one. This is the same as like, the way you'd use most Android phones. And then also separately, if you wanted to tether this to your iPhone, this is how you would do that. So I get my, my hotspot, I plug it into USB power. I then take, instead of the USB, instead of this 4G USB stick, or modem, I should say, I plug in just, let's say, my iPhone cord. And I go right into the bottom. And what happens here is that when I'm all plugged in, what it recognizes, it's going to say, are you sure you want to trust this computer? To show you this, so you go right into your phone, you go to personal hotspot. Okay, then you click OK. And what's happening here is that it's going to recognize this modem as a computer. There you go. And you want to trust this computer, what you do is you say trust, and I have to type in my passcode. And now you can see it blew up here, the iPhone. Now it is actually taking the data from my phone, using it to broadcast an SSID. You can actually see here is if I go into Wi-Fi now, which is like the coolest thing, like looping, I am getting the SSID that's broadcasted from this, using the data from this phone, but I'm also seeing it on the Wi-Fi on this phone. Okay, there it is right down there. It's a portal test. Actually, it's this my Wi-Fi one. Anyway, we have in our office here, we have a whole bunch of different SSIDs that we have running. So yeah, this is how to set that up. Really easy, that's all you need. And yes, it also works with Android phones. This works with iPhone and Android. That's all you need to launch a mobile wireless hotspot. Jason, I did not see the message. I will make sure I check my my hidden folder on Facebook for that message. In a partnership, if you introduce us to the franchise, there's nothing for you to do other than introduce us to a qualified lead, and we pay you the 20-30%. With that, we do the support, we do the setup, we do the billing, we do handle everything. There's really nothing for you to do other than upsell the client. If you want to sell them something else aside from our service, then that's up to you. Yes, Bob, I will talk all about proximity next week, or very shortly. We're going to be adding some more proximity data to our dashboard, and I will tackle the whole proximity conversation once we've updated those charts. Richard wants to know how many people can connect to this thing. 50 to 100, I would say, maybe 150 even, but probably 100 would be safe, I would say, give or take. As far as charging for buses, totally up to you. There's nothing set in stone. Really, talk about the value of what it is. You can charge a couple $100 per bus. You have a fleet. Depends on what how it works. Keep in mind, Yelp Wi-Fi, $199 a month. ZenReach, anywhere between $229 to $400 a month. You go in, match that, beat it. You still are walking away with a huge margin. No, you don't need any separate cables done. You just simply use the cables that came with your phone. So you use any micro USB. You can buy it, for $3 at 7-Eleven if you don't have one. These you basically get the one that came with your phone, or you just get a separate, iPhone. It's literally just an iPhone cable, USB cable. That's all it is. And this is just two USB cables, one micro and one is Facebook. All right, any other questions I can get to? Ernst, we have integration with Zapier already, so nothing for a developer to do. All you can do it two ways. You can use our automation tool and choose Zapier as an endpoint and use one of our pre-done recipes, Or you can go into Zapier, choose My Wi-Fi Networks as a trigger, choose what you want that trigger to be, a connection by location, device, or campaign, and then choose whatever the action is. You can send clients to, Zapier has over 1,000 endpoints now. So it's pretty crazy. You can use any of those and automate it, no developer required, just a couple clicks. Jeremy's wondering, what devices do we recommend for buses? Yeah, you know what? Very good for bringing up Cradlepoints. So let me show you here. Let me just grab this. So we can do these, like this is good, but this is like a Mickey Mouse setup. Like this, you need a device, you need one of these things. Yeah, you can maybe get 10 users on that, but let me just show you like what an awesome device is. So this here is a Cradlepoint device with these giant paddles. So these are like, when you talk about antennas, like what do you think is going to get you better range? This little thing with an internal, whatever, or like this thing. Like look at this thing. So what this has is it actually, you can see on the front here. So it's dual provider. It also has over here, you have your SIM card. We have 2 SIM card slots. Okay, this is a Verizon, as you can see. So you just get a normal Verizon SIM card, just like that. So you can usually get an additional Verizon data card and tell them, I want to get a secondary SIM card and share the data on my plan. I don't know, what plans are out there right now, but there's always that option to do that. And then what you do is you get a Cradlepoint, you slip it right in here, close that. You can power this up again by power here. There's auto adapters. You can get that same power. You turn it on, light it up. This is a modem and a Wi-Fi all in one. So you don't need any other devices. What you do is follow the instructions in our support site to integrate the Cradlepoint NetSuite, which is the cloud controller that manages that. There's like, 17 steps, like they're short. You just have to go through. It's a little tedious. Cradlepoints, takes a little bit longer than the other ones, but I'm talking like 10 minutes to set it up. No firmware required, no additional fiddling. You can give those instructions to an engineer and they can do it very fast. But again, you can use these Cradlepoint devices direct off the shelf. There's a nice shot at it. You can see the logo on that. You can see breathable. It's wide open. It's not like a metal case. There's mounting screws here as well. So you can mount this, put it under, under a bus area. This is what I'd recommend if you are serious about deploying a mobile solution. Go with one of these guys. Cradlepoint, anywhere between $400 to $1,200 for the hardware. Ranges. You can buy them from some telcos, like Verizon sells them. If you buy a plan, you can usually get a discount. Question for Michael on the Meraki or Aruba setups. You need the MAC address of the router, not each access point they have. You just need the access point of the network, one access point of the network that you're adding. All the instructions for those are in the support site as well. We have a direct integration right now with MyWiFi and MobiPunch, Ernst, we do. So anytime a user connects, you can automatically add them to the loyalty program. And soon, if there's demand, we can also add the ability to give a punch to the card, but it's usually not the best experience because you kind of want a punch to be for a purchase, not for a Wi-Fi login. That's why we haven't done it yet. But right now, anytime a new user connects that hasn't been added to your loyalty program, they'll automatically be added to your MobiPunch loyalty program by connecting to Wi-Fi, which is really awesome. All right, any other questions I can get to right now? Yeah, the MobiPunch is a separate program. It can be found at getmobipunch.com. I'll give you that link. It used to be $1,000 setup. We now have a special where it's $297 for your own white label, month to month to month. So it's like the same price as MyWiFi, but you get unlimited punches, unlimited programs. You can have unlimited loyalty programs on that. We have a lot of partners using that and doing very well with it. So I'll send you the direct link right now. And actually, I will also share you guys. Let's see if this still works. Yes, that's definitely the link to hit it up. That has the most updated pricing that we have. Jeremy, if you are using Ruckus, we can help you get set up on the cloud side if you'd like. If it's an airport, if they have 5 access points, we could, if it's cloud controlled, we can help you get that set up if you'd like. Otherwise, you can put a gateway in, and that should handle it. Jason wants to know when the automatic loyalty setup starts. For the MyWiFi, you can set and you can determine, if I'm getting the question right, you can determine exactly when you want that trigger to happen. So you can set a delay. You can have all the triggers set up in the automation section of the dashboard. We do have a store card integration between MyWiFi and Wi-Fi. That's what the MyWiFi integration is. The option in between, I didn't mean to call it a Mickey Mouse option. Someone's quoting me on that. Because this will work, it's great, but you can put like, 10 users on it, maybe, right? Like, you can stress test it. The Cradlepoint is definitely, this is not even the top of the line. This is like second to the top. There's another one that has like 4 paddles, so things like, giant, and it's awesome. It can like be broadcast, awesome reach. That being said, this is also good, and potentially we might be adding the USB functionalities to some other devices, but this is definitely what to go with right now, either the Next or this or the GLAR 150. Kind of looks like this, but it's not yellow. So it's just like that. It looks very similar to the other ones, but any of these will do the job. So any of these 3. All of this stuff is in the 3G. Just search for 3G, 4G, or wireless hotspot in our support site, and we have it all there. So if the buses have 30+ people, you got to think, is every single person going to be using the Wi-Fi at exactly the same time? Probably not. That being said, one of these will likely do the job. If one of these don't, I recommend, if they're serious about it, go with a Cradlepoint. Yeah, Jason, it's already happening. The MyWiFi automatic sign up. If they connect to Wi-Fi with Facebook or email or whatever, you get their first name, last name, and email address automatically from Facebook, and then you automatically add them to the loyalty program of your choice. Do a search in the support site for MobiPunch. Go to support.mywifi.io. I'll just share that with you actually right now. Hold on. So there's a few videos. This is the step-by-step tutorial. All right, any other questions I can get to? Cradlepoint all depends, but I would say simultaneous users on one of these devices, anywhere between 25 to 50, comfortably. Again, you're always subject to the 4G availability because this is not using a normal internet access. This is using wireless 4G access data, wireless data. So won't always be the fastest, depending on your area. Yes, you can use this to replace Boingo. If you have any clients, everyone hates Boingo. It's a crappy service. We are replacing a lot of Boingo installations with our solution. It's basically a white labeled Boingo that gives the manager total control, and you don't have to deal with any of the BS of working with them. All right, any other questions I can get to? You know what, if there's anything coming up after this, please let me know. I will be sure to get to them right into the group. Otherwise, feel free to write into the Slack group if you'd like. And even on Facebook, ask sales and marketing questions there. If you have a support question, go into support and ask it through there, because our Our team will help you directly. The past webinars, if you want to see anything out of these Wi-Fi Wednesdays, go into the Facebook group, the Wi-Fi Marketing Experts Facebook group. On the left side, videos or photos, and mobile is called photos still for some reason, but on web, go to videos, and then you can see any of the longer videos are all the Wi-Fi Wednesdays. You can see it happens every Wednesday, and all the replays are listed there. All right, guys, thanks so much. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know if you enjoyed this video format where I'm like talking, looking to you, just chatting and showing you the devices and stuff. Next time I can also share my screen at the same time, but I just wanted to keep focused this week and just answer some of the questions live and direct. Hope they help you. And then next week, I'll be hopefully sharing some new stuff with you as well, and some new features will get on the screen again, and I will share all that stuff. Until next time, guys, happy selling. Get out there and just pick up the phone, email clients. It always doesn't happen automatically. You've got to pick up the phone, knock on some doors, speak to some owners, drop some business cards, get some installations. I promise you, the more effort you put in, the more you'll get out of this. And you don't want to be half-assed. You want to make sure you put in the most effort you can in order to yield the greatest results. All right, guys, on that note, take it easy. If you have any questions, our support team is always here, and we're also in the Facebook group. See you next week. Take care.